Are you currently responsible for a property in probate and then just overwhelmed with calls from real estate agents and investors? Hi, I'm Charlotte Volsch, broker, agent, certified probate specialist, and trust advisor. My team and I have helped hundreds of families responsible for property in probate or maybe even in a trust over the past 11 years. And on this channel, we teach you everything you need to know about probate and trust, including buying and selling property. Now, inundation with too much information, too many phone calls, and too much not knowing what to do, along with grieving the loss of your loved one, is often just over the top. You're finding yourself responsible for your loved one's home and all of their personal property and tasked for completing their life. And to get a bit more clarity on terms you will come in contact with in the real estate process, I wanted to cover 5 common terms. The first one is closing costs. After I meet with a client to review their situation and the property that they are responsible for, I send them an estimate of proceeds document, and this shows them estimated costs of all that's going to transpire in a closing state format, including rates and fees and loans and reports and taxes and other expenses, including possible homeowner association costs, transfer costs, repairs and cleaning, and what the estimated proceeds will be to the estate from the sale of the home. The second term is escrow and title. The escrow and title companies collect information from both parties in the transaction, which is the seller, the estate, and the new homeowner that is purchasing the property. And they are a third party. They are a neutral party, and what they do is collect reports and data to support a smooth process of the real estate transaction once there is an accepted offer. Now, one of the items escrow will need is any details of current loans on the property. So in my interaction, we will collect that information and get that request for payoff begun for the loans or loan during the escrow process, and have these liens removed from the title. I'll assist you again with that information. And along with that, I'll be requesting a preliminary title report from the title company well before we're even in the escrow process, just to ensure any title issues or liens are addressed in advance. Again, just to make for a smooth transaction. There's already enough overwhelm. This report will also disclose any easements that need to be disclosed to the buyer. Now, just a quick story. When I was helping Dorothy with a property from her parents, I discovered not only was there an estate for years on title to her stepmom, who had just moved in with her daughter, but there was a portion of ownership to Dorothy's brother, who had just passed earlier in the year. And because he didn't have a trust, his portion would need to be probated to his daughter. So finding out what possible issues need to be addressed well in advance eliminates much scrambling, delays of escrow process, and delays of the estate receiving the funds for that particular transaction. Next up is the inspections. Now, once a buyer has been chosen to purchase a property, they'll have a designated time period to complete any and all inspections. They will start with a general home inspection, which they pay for, and from that inspection they may discover something, for instance, like an HVAC system at the end of its lifespan. And from there they may have an HVAC specialist to further inspect the system to see if it's operational enough to meet health and safety standards right now. So once the time frame for inspections is up, the buyer will receive a notice in writing to remove that contingency, and that it can no longer be used as an out for canceling a contract without repercussions of loss of deposit. So that leads us to the fourth term, which is contingencies. Now, within a contract, there are contingency periods for inspections, for appraisals, and for loan approval. And they need to be watched and removed to protect you and to keep the process moving forward in rapid succession. and that also is being done very smoothly. Now, one of these contingencies is the appraisal contingency. I take that one very seriously as I defend your equity for the estate. Now, because the appraisal is an opinion based on data, I prepare a packet to review with the appraiser to show how the value was attained and what points about the property were factored in to support the numbers. So again, you are achieving the biggest value possible for the property. And the final term to be aware of is timelines. I shorten the timelines acceptable in the State Association of Realtors contracts to again keep the process moving quickly and to determine in a timely manner what issues may need to be addressed or to continue the process or not. There may be issues that need to be renegotiated to move forward to closing or not. So by shortening, especially the inspection and the appraisal timelines, it allows you to know quickly if there is an obstacle that we need to renegotiate, or if not, to move forward with another buyer who is okay with whatever that issue was that couldn't be resolved. So like and subscribe to be notified of the next video. And if you haven't received a copy of my book, just make a comment below and we'll be sure that you receive one. See you next time.